I would like to start off with an address to Mr. Norris. Mr. Norris, the media reported that you threatened to beat up another candidate for mayor, Alan Lowe, on primary day. Now, I wasn't there, but I know if it's true. However, I've seen the video of you speaking to Alan's wife later that afternoon. Since I can't show the video here, let me quote you directly from it, and everyone listening, please excuse me for repeating vulgar language.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I know your husband is a piece of ... And that's who he is. You need to move along. Your husband is a ... go away. Is that how you speak to women? Mr. Norris, do you speak to your wife like that? Your mother like that? You promoted your military background as an officer. Well, let me tell you, my son is a Navy officer. And if I ever heard him speak like that to women, I would chase him down with a big wooden spoon. Mr. Norris, your conduct is unbecoming of an officer and a gentleman, and you should apologize to Mrs. Lowe and all women right now.
All right, well, there's Cornelia's intro. Mike Norris this is free for all, by the way, so we don't have a whole lot of rules, but obviously this is Mike Norris's chance to respond and introduce yourself.
That morning, Alan and I had a personal conversation, and I won't reveal that conversation because it was a private conversation, but he felt the need because he was desperate for votes, because he's an unelectable individual. So he had his wife approach me with a camera and start talking trash to me. And I don't take anything from anybody. I've been disrespected and gone through a lot of things in my life in the military, and I have seen the worst of humanity, unlike you. And for you to attack me personally when you're completely incapable of running this city, you don't have the leadership ability to run this city. And the levy personal attacks on me, I think is very lowbrow, and I really don't have anything else to say to you.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, Mr. Norris, but I believe 40 years of business experience, and you do not know the things that I've gone through personal tragedies, illnesses. You don't know me. And to judge me.
And apparently you don't know me if you levy personal attacks on me.
And I totally object to those comments.
Brian,
so I think part of what Cornelia just mentioned is talking about a very specific interaction. So we're talking about demeanor, which I think is a fair, question to discuss about who should be a mayor, right? You're going to be leading people in the city and all this other stuff. So that video, I've seen it as well. I think specifically the interaction with, somebody like telling a woman that her husband is a piece of blank and kind of being pretty dismissive of her. Do you regret that interaction and calling somebody a piece of blank?
Well, I regret that it happened. I regret that she approached me because she shouldn't have done it. So you're trying to send a woman to pick a fight with someone that you had an incident with, 7-8 hours earlier. That is, I'm sorry, but that is.
So if you had to do it again, would you act the same way?
If I had to do it again, I would have left earlier because I was already in the lead.
So do you feel like that's an appropriate way to talk to a woman?
No, I do not.
So do you regret saying what you did to her?
I already told you. I regret saying it.
Well, you said you wanted to leave earlier.
Well,
you didn't really
that
say
way
you were not going to do it.
I wouldn't even have had the interaction with her. I'm not the kind of person that's going to sit back and let people take advantage of me and do stuff.
I mean, again, part of your response, just trying to drill down a little bit, is I should have left earlier to not even have that confrontation. But the thing is, as a mayor, you might be sitting in front of the public comment. Somebody may come up to you and say something like that. Mr. Norris, why did you, say this to my husband? You can't run away from that, right? You can't avoid that situation. So would you imagine saying something like that in response to someone in public comment?
Cornelia Manfre, yes. What scares you? What worries you about Mike Norris?
Temper. I believe the mayor position has to have a temperament that is balanced, and I'm concerned of temper. I I'm also concerned that Mike doesn't have business background. I've done 40 years of business development, bringing in jobs into the community.